Hey there, it's Bob Kennedy again. Woodworking in the dark. We're here in our shop in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. This is a few people have asked me to do a video for them on the Festool. This is the TS75, which amazingly enough track saw 75 inches. We'll show you the 75 in a minute. How it got its part of the name. This is a I guess it weighs 13 pounds. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it to me, but that's what they're saying. It is a plunge saw. Right now I've got it unlocked. You push this button in and you can see the blade coming down that side there. And I'm using the track, it cuts to 2 3/4 inches deep. So that's you can stack a lot of plywood on top of each other, and by golly, it will do it. You know, if you want to cut 3 sheets of plywood together, 3/4 inch sheets, you can get through that. This here is a depth stop, so it works in millimeters right now. I guess they're supposed to be coming out with the Imperial version or something, but I bought mine beforehand. So here are those little clicks. Each one of those is a millimeter, and it's marked on there for you guys that can see. And what I do is just I'll hang it over the edge of the wood, and when I'm cutting sheet goods, okay, I put a piece of 2-inch thick styrofoam. I've got a 4x8 sheet of 2 inches thick styrofoam. I'll lay that on my sawhorses, and then I'll lay the good plywood on top of it, and I'll set my depth. You see how it stops right there? That's nowhere. I'll set my depth to where the blade just goes through the plywood and stop there, and then that way I don't tear up the styrofoam. You can use it over and over, and when you do, you just buy a new one. But another cool feature here is right in front of this trigger. There's you see there's a little depression there, and if you pull the lever out like that, now you can stop the plunge. You push it down, hear the click, and there's your that's the Allen head in there, and that's what holds your that's how your blade is held on. They've got it so it stops inside the window here, where and then you take the bolt out and the washer off, and your blade will come off for you. And right here on the front, you see there's an Allen wrench in there under my big fingers, and that's how the onboard tool storage. And now I'll push this little lever in, and of course it'll go springing out all the way. So there you have those. Oh, and here's the other feature. It's kind of cool. This is a swiveling dust port for your dust collection. You put a hose on that. Their vacuum is supposed to pick up 96%. I don't know, my shop vac does a pretty good job, but it isn't 96%. I know that. Okay, yeah, we'll take this. You'll notice each tool they sell comes with a power cord, and each power cord fits all their tools. So it just plugs in on the side here. Nope, there it is. There we go. So it's plugged in, and now here's this giant track. This is the TS75. So it's amazingly enough 75 inches long, and that's one of the ways they rate their saws. You can get tracks up to 16 feet long, and they come in little bitty versions and long. And there's, you see these 2 humps here that my fingers are around. That on the ends, they sell little bars that they're a foot long, and they fit into these tracks. That's how you join the 2 together. So now, one thing I didn't show, I don't know if you can see it from this angle. Right here is a wheel. There's a knurled nut right here, and you turn that, and that adjusts for side play in your track here. You'll see the saw is rocking, but it doesn't move. Okay, and there's one in the front, one in the back, and that takes up. So when you set I'll turn it over in a minute, but on the edge of this track here, there's a little rubber piece. When you first buy the saw, you fire it up and run it down the track, and that makes your cut line. And then when you make your mark on the wood, you line it, the rubber up right on there. Then there's no offset for the wood. There's no offset for the. And you see how smooth it is? Just as smooth as can be. And I'm going to make sure I don't cut my cord in half. And so you fire it up. It's got variable speed. I'll start it up and then speed it up. Let me slow it down. Okay, that's all the way slow. Well, that was impressive. But that's how it's done. But if you look on the, I don't know how well the camera can pick this up, but this is a piece of that fiberboard. We made a doghouse over the weekend. It's one of the pieces of siding. And look at this. You can't really do that with a lot of circular saws when they're done. I mean, I'm rubbing my hands on there. I'm not afraid of getting a splinter or anything like that. It's just a smooth. If you did that on cabinet grade plywood, you'd be able to glue it together right there. So, yeah. One last little thing to look at here. Here's your. You see, there's two pieces of rubber under here, and they're very cushy and they grip on your. See, I'm moving everything. They grip on your wood. Then out here's this rubber strip that I told you about where you cut, and that's your cut line. That's it. I mean, where you set that thing, that's it. And it goes right along that line. You set you make your mark, put that rubber line up against it, and then you don't have to account for the blade offset or any, like when you clamp a straight edge down or so on like that. Very cool ideas. Really one of the best tools I've ever used. And I don't have to wrestle $95 sheets of plywood across my table saw anymore, because I can put it on here, cut it as exact. It takes a little more time for me to set it up, but if I have to do repetitive cuts, but you set it up, you make your cut, and you're done, and it's beautiful when you're done. I mean, it's and there was 3 track saws all on sale at the same time, and this one was actually cheaper than. Well, I don't want to run down another brand, but it was cheaper, and But anyway, this is Festool. This is a TS75. It is a beauty. If you don't need quite that much, there's a 55, and you can make the tracks as long as you need them. And then the other, also you can use these tracks and run a router. You can run your jigsaw or anything else. So, very cool line of tools, and I don't think you'd ever regret buying one if you put the money out